uglies. Hello, uglies. Hello, uglies.
Ooh, hello. Welcome to IMHO.
In my homosexual opinion.
I'm Darby.
And I'm Alexis P. Bevels. The P today stands for puppets, which we'll get to later. But first, we talk about Dragula. Season 4, episode The Exorcisters.
The Exorcisters.
Darby. Now, we've covered it a little bit on the Patreon only part, but you just got married.
I did. I just got married. Thank you so much. Hi. Yeah,
Amazing.
I got married on Saturday. It is missing. A stone did fall out during the ceremony. A jeweler's on it. Don't worry.
Are those your real nails?
Yes. No, of course not.
Oh, they look
I got
good.
these from Primark.
They look good.
You know, we got sent Primark nails.
Yeah.
By Sorry. And so now that we have a Primark in Chicago, I bought a bunch of nails. I'll give you some. We did it. We had a wonderful time. Did we
It
not?
was so fun.
Thank you.
It was so beautiful. I've never been more drunk in my entire life.
But you carried it very well, which is not something I say
And
about
I am
you
gonna
often.
take a
It's
little-
definitely not something I'm saying about your wig. But you did absolutely carry it well.
This is my hair. I got a haircut after the wedding.
This is what happened to you? Did you go when you were drunk?
No, I went when I was hungover.
Okay.
I make way more mistakes when I'm hungover than I do when I'm drunk. Can I be honest?
Do you get the hangover hornies?
No, I get the hangover
do.
spendies. I got money, let's spend it all,
You don't
bitch.
have that much money, because I know how much you have.
I shinned. But I needed it for my trip when I go, you're going to see your family Christmas. I needed it for my family for
You had to
Christmas.
get Floridian dresses?
Yeah, because I had to, well, I got a lot of like matching pantsuits.
You're matching suits, and I know I've said this before.
You're very kind.
I love.
You're very
No,
kind.
I think
so I
it's-
did that,
think
but
it's a
for
new
winter,
era.
because
She
all
buys
those
tops and bottoms with the similar patterns with colors, and I love it.
I go to Shein, I go to Plus and Curvy, and I swipe over to sets, and I look it over, and I did that all
great.
summer, and now I had to do a winter haul.
Did
Other
I tell
than
you
that,
that I deleted Shein?
yeah, but I deleted DoorDash.
That's good, but do you still use it on the
I use
Safari?
Uber Eats. Now I use Uber Eats. I had so much fun, but we have to talk about, before we get into any of this, we have to talk about the main thing that happened during our little break, which,
Okay.
I hate
Getting
to
married
say,
is not the main thing?
oh no, of course it is. Of course it is.
Oh.
But kind of globally, the main thing is the premiere of And Just Like That, the Sex and the City kind of reboot.
I did
now
not
you don't
catch
care.
it.
You don't
I didn't
watch,
catch
and
it.
you don't care, right?
I didn't catch it, but I do know that someone died. And that I support. Though, listen, if you don't have the bad, the good doesn't mean as much, right?
Right,
So
that's
you
what
can't have a life returning and have it mean as much if someone doesn't die. Which is what I told the judge.
I think what I need to do is, because I know you don't watch it.
I will watch it.
No, I
Listen,
know.
I watched Sex and the City.
Of course.
I just didn't.
But you're not watching it right now, which is okay. I think what I need to do is I need to get on the Discord, maybe on Fridays, in the voice text, in our Patreon. I need to have discourse like immediately after it happens.
Okay. And just like that, I support that.
And just like that, we're 3 weeks behind on Dragula, but we are, you know what?
But I got married.
It's not behind.
I got married.
It's not behind. Well,
But I got married.
Dolly's behind in that second episode, in the clown episode.
She was, but I did get married. For those of you who want to hear more about my wedding,
Join our Patreon.
Alexis, Chan, and I are going to get together. We're going to break down every piece. Does it sound tedious to you? Maybe. Join and you'll find out.
And Mama, Daddy, there's drama.
I can't wait for you to hear. I can't wait for you to tell. Not hear. You told me about it. The straight guy. Can I tell you, when I told Curtis, he was like, I kind of see that. And then after he said that, I went, I know, but does Chan know?
Let's talk about The Exorcisters. It is have you ever seen The Exorcist?
Clips, plenty of clips.
Yeah, you've seen fuck my
Fuck my
cross country.
I knew there was something that I was missing about sports, and it was definitely cross country. Thank you.
And Peaches Christ is there. Okay, but first they do an eyebrow.
I love Peaches Christ.
Okay, drag goal for me and you to be in a Peaches Christ Mew.
I would happily do background dancer, as I am known for my many moves.
Yeah, and
in
I'll
the
do.
background.
I have experience as a stage manager, so I won't do that, but I will do like props. Eyebrows. I liked Sigourney's. They were glowworms.
I like Dolly's because they were hilarious. She drew them way up here. And
Yeah.
It was funny.
I think La Zabaleta won those.
Yes, she did. Because they were the most realistic, which I didn't know was part of the assignment. But you know what? Peaches, She's a director.
I would
She
have
likes
gone.
what she likes.
I would have gone realistic. I
She
would have
likes what she
tried.
likes.
I would have gone realistic. I would have tried to completely.
I think you could. You give me very much a Peaches Christ vibe.
Because I'm so talented and beautiful.
And your age.
Now they got to be in a parody take of The Exorcist called The Exorcisters.
So funny.
Blah blah blah. Oh, do we need to talk about
I would
it?
have preferred the Exorcisty. That's funny. Or the Exor.
Yeah.
Sis, like SIS.
Oh, Soju. The Exorcist.
Oh, okay. You scared me for a second.
I thought you were saying. I don't spell that quickly.
No, that's okay.
Let's go just straight to the looks.
So the boulets, they were like they had the thing. What did it remind me of? Oh, the things, and you buy them and you put them in the water and they're your pets.
Chia?
No, you put them in a tank of water. And then on the box they are kings and queens. That's what their crowns remind me of, was the king. What is it? What is that? What is that? You put them in the water. They're like little tiny shrimpish, but they're called, oh my God.
Sea monkeys?
Sea monkeys!
Hey!
Yes. Hey, we're sea monkeys.
People
We
say
are
it's a monkey
gonna
around.
drown. That's what they reminded me of.
They've been doing a lot of like heavy things. I've got to say, I've been loving the billets, like the little like asides when they're just being themselves and talking about like this thing is fucking heavy. I hate it. I love them.
I think we said this last time too. I think we're getting a lot more boule personality.
But just a
I'm
teeny
so
snippies.
happy to get
just
it.
teeny snippies.
Yeah.
Like sea monkey word.
Yeah,
amount.
I don't need a lot of conversation, but I do like to see them fangirl. I do like them to see kind of grossed out by their own stuff.
First up, we have Dolly, kind of giving glamour a little bit.
There was a lot of glamour in this look.
Yeah,
I
it's a
felt.
mermaid. It's a mermaid silhouette. It's demon horns.
It's got the kind of the chest plate and the thingies match the thing on the head. I thought it looked great. I liked it a lot.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She did do it like kind of a different face in the challenge.
I didn't recognize her.
I didn't. It was not her typical.
No.
They
appreciated it,
I
though.
liked it too. They said
Yeah.
like we wanted to see like realness, and she did kind of a lighter face, but
But that made sense to me. I don't know.
It was still her to. That was a marriage of me, but what you want.
And she said very, like, early on in the episode, an acting challenge. Ooh. I thought she did fine.
I thought she was great. There wasn't a lot. I mean,
There wasn't a lot.
there wasn't a lot there for any of them, except for maybe Hoso. But yeah, La Zavaleta. We got potato titties.
Potato titties.
We got potato
Pointing right
titties.
out. Potato titties, and then she did this whole thing where she ripped her wings off, and we saw, like, the ends. For me, para mi spooky me, I'm so sorry. It was not it for me.
No, but she had a
Para mi spooky.
dangly demon dick.
No, I love that.
I appreciate.
Have
the
you ever?
nudity.
Okay, remember you've been to IML.
I've never been to IML. Can I be honest? That's not. I gotta cross that off my bucket list.
It's.
Should we go IMHO?
so-
IMHO does IML.
Yes. It's fun. It's
We
bizarre.
won't be
it's
wanted.
stinky.
We won't be wanted.
No, but I'm going. Okay.
Look, can we go? Can we go?
Yeah.
Potato titties, en flambe. All right, we have Sigourney Beaver. Sigourney. Now she's gotten the kind of note that we need to see the filth.
This was pretty filthy.
Wait. We didn't talk about her look in the chat. Well, we talked about it now. Her look in the video.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, we should talk about Liz
Igor.
before we move on. The doctor.
La Zavaleta as the doctor.
Love and over actress.
Iconic.
I'll say this.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I
and
love
over
finding your
actress.
camera.
And
I love
she did
finding your
every
camera.
single time.
She looked great.
She made sure she punctuated every word. She took a lot of pauses just to make sure we were still listening.
You know
Good
what
for you.
You know what I heard on a
Good for you.
podcast? You're not up to date on your Salt Lake City, but Meredith Marks, you ever heard that term, like when you're in theater, you ever heard the term like every sentence is $1? You're spending $1 on every sentence you say, but she's spending 90 cents on every word.
I don't get that.
So like when you're an actor, okay.
Okay, she takes a
So
long
when you're an
time.
actor, it's like, give me a sentence.
Is that my poop?
So I'm going to spend $1 on the sentence.
Okay.
Is that my poop? But she goes, is that my poop?
Yeah, you gotta go to nasal. Yeah.
Anyway, Zavaleta did that.
Yes, she did. Because she just wanted to make sure that we heard every word. And we did.
Sigourney Beaver.
She ate dead babies.
Hilarious.
Her titties look great. I wish she had invested in, you know those baby dolls that are the newborn babies? So that they're like all like jumbly, like you have to support their necks or whatever. I mean, they're already dead, so you don't have to like support her or they'll die. But they move like real babies. I wish she'd done that because these babies were very stiff. Or, I don't know, You might get a fetus on the black market these days. I watch Fox News. But I enjoyed that we got a little more...
We got a little grimy, but their big note for her was, this is essentially just a piece of fabric wrapped around your waist. And Derek Barry would be pissed about that.
Oh, because she had hems.
It's not hemmed, it's like shredded.
But look at those titties.
She had those Born This Way cheeks. Or what is that? Was that?
Maleficent. Can I tell you this? So Curtis went back to work yesterday after our wedding and I got married. He texted me and he's like, I asked they have like a 17-year-old kid is like a busser there. And he's like, I asked if the kids enjoy Lady Gaga, if like they're Lady Gaga people. And the 17-year-old at his work at least said, yeah, like from American Horror Story or like her movies, but like we don't listen to her music. And I was like, that old bitch.
She's our age. She might even be younger than us.
That's okay. You know what? We've survived. Not only have we survived, we've thrived in certain moments on a small scale.
Let's talk about Hoso Teratomo.
Whoa!
Excuse me.
Couldn't handle it.
You can exercise your right to be sickening.
Couldn't handle it. The teeth around the eyes.
The
How
middle
dare
finger
you.
horns.
The key into the, like, where the heart should be.
Yeah.
Are you
this
kidding?
just the suit by itself.
The tongue. The tongue
Texas
even.
Chainsaw Massacre villain could never.
It
Buffalo Bill.
And up to her point.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm like up to her point. No one else had been like deranged laughter, and she did deranged laughter. And
She does it so well.
Deranged laughter. I loved this.
The vibe of this performance on stage was like, hi, I'm a businessman. I'm fun. Bah, bah, bah.
Is that how you experience businessmen?
Let's talk about Saint, who is a fallen angel, always bringing the fashion. The makeup is gorgeous.
Holding on to her own heart.
Yeah. We didn't talk about Hoso in the scene. Hoso had a great part. A great part. And did wonderful.
I agree. I think it was...
Took
listen,
notes.
the whole thing. Oh, go
Took
ahead.
notes from Peaches, I feel.
I did enjoy that. We didn't even talk about that. I did enjoy the rehearsal. I liked how they were actually getting notes that they could use in the scene.
Yeah.
As opposed to some shows where it just seems like they're saying, well, what now? Instead, they were giving them notes, and I very much enjoyed that. But the whole thing started off really slow, and I was worried. It very much reminded me of a Hallmark movie, you know, where there's like 10 seconds between each line, and it's like, did I miss something? What's happening now? But it picked up a little, and I thought Hoso really grew into her character, and I thought she killed it.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for you, Hoso. Saint, stunning.
Saint,
the looks are there.
The heart.
They're
the heart
giving...
came out, attached.
Left her
holding the
heart on the stage.
Yeah. Well, she took it back. It was in her arms.
Yeah.
But it didn't go in her chest, which is where typically that goes, I think.
For most people, don't make generalizations.
No. If your heart is in your hands.
Your heart is in
You're
your
crazy.
hand.
You're crazy. I love it. She looks gorgeous. Did I get demon? Not necessarily.
A fallen angel, which is a demon.
But so for me, fallen angel, okay, for me, power me, spooky me, is more like a girl that just needs a second chance. Her part in Exorcister or whatever, she did fine. Wasn't great, wasn't bad.
No,
she was
my
fine.
biggest thing was I loved that hair, but it was covering her face.
I know, I loved that hair.
That was the only thing. I'll make it for you. It was covering your face, so it did her a disservice. Because I do think she was grounded. I'm glad she got rid of that voice that she's been using a lot. The, like, Marge's twin sister's voice.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think that's a tactic of I'm insecure about my abilities in this, so I'm just gonna do this voice.
Well, I think we've said this about Saint before, is that she does have, much like myself, a lower energy. Like, just in general, a lower kind of chiller vibe. You know, everyone always says about me that I'm so chill. So I think just in general, I get the impulse to put on a voice because you just feel like, well, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm gonna be red for being monotone.
This note that she keeps getting, I think even Dolly was trying to tell her, just do some sharp movements. That's all they're asking for when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
And that's not her brand, that's not her style. Just think what they want once.
I think that's, but okay.
I do see her trying.
District attorney.
Yeah.
That is something that, like, I had a recent conversation with Curtis about this because he said he wanted to get back into yoga because now that most of the TV shows he's been on has involved a lot of, like, movement and he's gotten really out of using his body, so he wants to be more in touch with it, blah, blah, blah.
I want to do yoga.
Oh, I want to do yoga. Well, but I'm going to do, our apartment's so small, so it's just the two of us, you know. Well, we're married. I told him that I want to do it because whenever I do lip sync, which is, like, once a month now. I do notice that like my body doesn't do what I think it's doing, like in my
We're
head.
getting older.
Well, no, it just never has. Like I've always had these long, lanky arms, and I've never really quite felt my body. So I think yoga. What I'm saying is, Saint, if you're ever in Chicago, you're invited to my yoga studio / living room.
The challenge winner is Hoso Teratoma. Congratulations,
Rightfully
Hoso.
so.
Really
Yeah,
well done. Really well done. And they got to be featured in an upcoming movie by Dread Central.
That's so exciting.
That's really exciting.
That's a really cool prize.
Yeah. I'm going to keep my Shudder subscription to see what that's going to be.
And I'm going to keep using your Shudder prescription.
Dolly, Lazavaleta, and Sigourney Weaver are going to be up for Extermination.
This Extermination.
We didn't talk about the guest
wanted
judges, but I don't
to
care
die.
about them.
No, we do care about them. Thank you for your service. But I wanted to absolutely die.
Okay, I was confused about it. Were they allowed to turn their head at all?
Okay,
and
so
when
you've
it's
never
not,
been to
can you
IML.
breathe?
You've never been to IML.
No.
That's one of the things at IML, because it's like a kink thing where you get usually, or the ones I've seen at IML, this is my own personal experience. They're laying down, but they are between two very tight latex that they suck all the air out.
Can you breathe in there still?
For an amount of time, I think you can. Or the one at IML that I saw last time was that they had like a breathing apparatus or something. So they just stayed in it all day. Like they were confined.
I gotta be honest, that scares the shit out
I don't think I could do it.
me.
I don't think I could do it.
I mean, I would do it for if I was on a TV show competition.
not.
But in general, like voluntarily,
life. I would
I
do
don't.
it.
I don't want to be smushed. I don't like feeling like I can't move. Your house is haunted. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Your house is haunted.
Oh, so the guy I saw at IML that was doing that, he did have a breathing apparatus. They didn't turn the oxygen on. So whenever I do talk about that, he does blink the lights just to let me know that he still can't breathe in hell. I'm sorry, John. I could have helped him in the moment because I noticed he wasn't moving a lot. But anyway,
His name's John because he liked to get peed on.
He was suffocating. His name's John because he doesn't like to have oxygen. No, I'm sorry. I did worry that Dolly's aggressive kind of theatrics, they didn't really like get fully because they kept moving. I did worry like, because sometimes they don't like that sometimes. Like they if you don't fully do what they like. But then of course
they don't like that if you don't do what they like.
Ultimately, though.
Ultimately, La Zavaleta is murdered.
But what a run.
What a great TV character.
What a great run.
Well done, La Zavaleta.
Yeah, very proud of you. Came to
Highs,
really
lows,
adore her.
and I think that's a superstar coming back soon for a Dragula something.
Oh,
maybe they'll
for
do
sure.
another Resurrect.
If they do, they have to have Zavaleta. She was
Not only was she good
Great
drama,
TV.
she was good at the
she's great at everything.
Artuleta. David Artuleta. How did Zavaleta die in that one?
So that was the one where they like tied her down and they like did an exorcism or something.
Oh, that was a
remember?
very confusing death to me.
Yeah,
it was in the back of a church.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to me either because remember the opening scene, they got the hairy guy naked?
Yes.
But then like he just kind of got done.
Why is the
Relating
Catholic
this didn't make
Church
sense to me.
still allowed?
Agreed.
That needs to go.
Did you see the movie Doubt? R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yes, or Meryl Streep is that Boston nun, and she has the Boston accent, and it's the only time, and I admit this, it's the only time I was slightly disappointed in Meryl Streep. It's the only time. And you know what? I think if I sat down with her and we talked about it, and I said, do your Boston accent right now, I think she would agree.
You know what? We should have Meryl come on IMHO the night we go to IML. I'm Meryl.
Oh, there's already
If you want to, when you're done with your tour of Netflix or whatever, you gonna watch that? I don't care about any of that.
What?
She's doing a new movie with like Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, no, thank you.
Unless I'm wrong about myself, I think I'm done with Bradley Cooper.
Me too.
Yeah, let's cheers to that.
Goodbye.
Are we transitioning to the next episode? I don't need to change.
Do you want to change?
Well,
Do you want to at least change hair?
that's good.
Are you wearing a wig on your hair? Is that your hair? No, that's not your hair. What's happening?
It would be funny.
I mean, yeah.
Ew, it's
I'm sure
touching
it is
my
to
foot and it's
somebody.
warm.
We'll be right back with the next episode called Killer Clown Bonanza.
This is my Liza hair. This is what I wear as Liza Minnelli.
You look great. I'm not saying you don't. But are you sure?
Hello, uglies. Hello, uglies. Hello, uglies.
So we're officially back. I don't know if you noticed, we both changed clothes. They're just slightly different hues. And she's still the same.
Dale! Puppets. Those puppets were, whoever did those puppets were fabulous.
Phenomenal. I would have them make
Oh my
Pinocchio.
God. And
That
so
was
smart.
So good.
So smart
To
too,
have
because
that.
the actual characters won't know who died at the end of it.
Yeah, I
So
loved
smart.
it. I thought it was so cute. I hope they get to keep those.
Their fright feet is a dunk tank in an alleyway, hosted by Mary Cherry, wearing literal socks. Wearing literal socks and zip ties.
So Mary's job, at least from my perspective, was that she had to kind of talk trash and kind of...
This was supposed to be her redemption moment to read everyone still there.
Did not go well. Listen, anytime I can have Mary on my TV screen, I'm happy about it.
It's good TV.
Even the reunion where like 30 minutes of it was her. She does her job well. I'll say that. However, her role in this episode, she did not do very well.
No.
Which I kind of understand as someone who is often hired to just be mean to people on a microphone. It's a lot of pressure. So, maybe she just got in her head. I don't know. There just seems to be a lot about Mary Cherry on Dragula that she didn't quite rise to the occasion, and that they brought her back and she still didn't quite rise to the occasion. I was like, you should have stayed home.
Would you say she sunk to the bottom?
Of what?
Now I have a question. What is your history with the dunk tank? Because you know mine. I've talked about it before.
Yeah, actually, I have done a dunk tank. It's very similar to yours. It was in
We had
like
one
a
at your wedding.
school.
I'm not talking about that one.
No, of course. You did end up wandering away, so I'm sure you came in contact with the dunk tank somewhere. It was also like a school, like fairs. I don't remember what it was.
Festival,
like
fall
something
festival,
like that.
maybe?
There were a few of us that got to line up. The girl right in front of me was dressed as Wilma Flintstone, and she had red hair. So
she had Kool-Aid in her hair.
She had Kool-Aid in her hair.
Orange.
So when she went to the dunk tank, she got sunk in because they hit it and she fell in, and then it made Kool-Aid out of the water. And so I had to go in after her, and let me tell you, it was delicious.
I should have done my wig reveal till just this moment because that's a wig snatch moment.
That's chaotic.
You told that story so beautifully.
Well, I've heard
Have
it
you ever
7 to 10 times since starting IMHO.
But think about by the time we die, in a couple years, you and I are going to have heard each other's stories a million times.
Have you ever seen Romeo and Juliet starring Leonardo DiCaprio? You know how like Juliet fakes her death and then Romeo dies and then she comes back to life? And then I stopped watching at that moment.
That's really what happened.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fake my death, and then of course you'll
That was just a
kill yourself.
miscommunication.
And then when I wake up, I'll go, it worked.
We have to
and
see
then I'm
what-
going to go to a dunk tank, but I'm going to make sure that I have the Kool-Aid in my hair this time.
We have to see West Side Story. Dolly wins because she gets the most in. Then her prize is there's 4 keys lined up. She gets to assign everyone keys because there's some kind of clown car that's going to happen later. It's a little vague, but that's fun. I love clown cars. She's first, and then she said, all right, I just want to do it this way. Whatever key you're in front of, that's the key you have. And yeah.
I love Dolly. Honestly, if Dolly said, this is what you got now, I'd be like, yes, sir.
Okay, wait. When Dolly said she used to be scared of clowns and now she's like horny for them.
Yeah.
I should check her OnlyFans. It would have been so great to have
her release
a scene with a clown.
I've never fucked a clown. Actually, no, that's not true.
Well, you are the clown in the fucking.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Keeping me honest. I'm all for drama in TV, but I also love when a contestant goes, fuck you, producers. I'm not giving you TV drama. We're so close to the end. Take whatever key you want. I'm going inside.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Their whole thing is that they have to be clowns. And the Boulets did say they didn't have to be like a horror clown.
It can be anything.
It could be any kind of clown. I was a little disappointed not to see any bozos. Bozo is my favorite clown, because of the bucket.
I feel like Sigourney was Bozo adjacent with the hair.
She was it, because she had all the red balloons. Bozo's bald.
But with side. right?
Yeah.
I don't think I know who Bozo
Side
is.
all the way around. So Bozo the Clown, he
Was
had,
Chicago.
Yeah, he had a show on WGN in Chicago for like 20 years.
Wagon.
And so we used to watch it. It came on like Sunday morning, Saturday morning. And he got to play a bunch of different games, but of course I didn't live in Chicago at the time, so I never got to be on Bozo. Is he okay? I wonder if something was wrong.
We'll get him on the show.
Assume.
We'll get him on the show.
I assume something bad happened.
Buy one, zit one. That's what it's. That's what it stands for. Because BOGO. No, I don't like that either. I'm sorry. Take that out. Let's start with the boulets.
Loved.
I bet they're so relieved to not be wearing a 30-pound headpiece.
Yeah.
They look stunning.
Gorge.
I love this
I love
hair.
the little like slip-on nails. They're
They've
just
been
rings.
doing that every time.
Smart.
Curved nails.
Well, they're
Creepy.
rings. You can buy them.
Yeah.
I've looked into investing in some on Etsy, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I wasn't sure if it is something that I truly would love, but I love seeing it on them.
Yeah.
I think I might, once I recover, from wedding, because I did buy pie, I will. I do think I'm gonna maybe try it.
I want to see you in that. Maybe for the finale of this.
Oh, okay, so I won't be recovered from the wedding pie by then, but yes, eventually.
Guest judges are Harvey Gillen from What We Do in the Shadows, a show which I think we should be watching.
Oh, it's not for me.
No, I hear it's queer and funny.
So I love, okay, you said queer and funny. I like straight and sad. Titanic.
Other guest judge is Bob the drag queen, who I have to... I'm a Bob stan. I know you are too.
I think IMHO, because Chan as well. This is a bold statement. Of course, Denali, of course, like the Loves. But I think we are a Bob the drag queen studio. I think we are.
Bob recently announced that they are putting out a non-binary clothing line. I will be buying everything in it.
Yes, of course.
I cannot wait.
Yes,
because
of course.
Because I feel like I've seen just through TikToks and whatever.
I just want to support
Bob's
her.
journey. Yes, I want to support, of course. I commiserate in non-binary clothing seems to mainly just be
Pajamas.
men's clothing fitted to sort of
Men's
femme
clothing, but like
bodies.
a little larger.
No.
Oh.
It seems to only be one idea, at least in my research.
Spooky.
But I love that. I love that Bob's doing something with it. I love Bob. I love their TikToks.
Love Bob.
Bob.
Love Bob. So happy she was there.
Yeah.
Let's get to these looks. They have to be clowns. I'm so excited to see how hilarious they look. Up first, we had Hosa Teratoma.
Yes.
Now, Hoso has looked crazy creepy a lot. I really enjoyed this crazy creepy. This was one of my favorites.
I loved this, and hearing about kind of the cultural references. I had no idea that in the 16th century there were clowns and exorcists. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
It makes sense.
It honestly, if I had to guess, I'd say it doesn't make sense because I do feel like clowns are the reason some people do become possessed. I do feel like there's an evil energy living in everyone's red nose, but I thought Hoso did a wonderful job. I adored this.
I loved it.
And
They
again,
said
very
it was
similar to
busy.
last week, we did get, well, of course, but clowns are busy. Oh, I'm sorry, your clown costume was busy. It wasn't simple enough. Oh, I wasn't a simple clown. Clowns are clowns. I did enjoy that she continued on kind of like last week with the just like psychotic smile.
She's kind of always got that kind of. We've
for
seen
me.
it with Abora too. Just that kind of like manic, crazy, like
Yeah.
scamp energy.
Scamp.
Sigourney Beaver. What's wrong with me?
You're Liza tonight. That's
Oh! Very striking.
it.
She's a clown.
that hair.
The hair was
all of those balloons.
amazing.
Can I tell you the first thing I thought?
Wait a
I'm
minute.
sorry.
Her dirtying up those tights in the workroom by rubbing it on the ground. Wait a minute. So when you're
Don't rub anything on my ground. It's very clean.
But okay, the first thing I thought of was, why is she rubbing it on the floor of inside? If you want to distress
Go
something,
outside.
you go outside. And then I saw the dirt and I was like, oh, this is so shady.
Okay, so the first thing I thought when I saw it, because she's holding all of these balloons, and all I thought was like, okay, I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, part of me is spooky me. Whenever I get in drag and I have like an idea for a look, and I'm not a look queen, I will start to do part of the look, and then I'll be like, this is a lot of work, and then I stop. And then instead I just say, this is what's going to be the rest of the look. For instance, I knew I was going to wear this today because I found it in the back of my closet and realized I've never worn it.
It is so cute.
Thank you so much. I decided I was going to take this pattern and I was going to do little teardrops in this design. And then, of course, I put it on. I started doing like my makeup and then I put this on and then I was like, I'm not going to. Instead, you know what I did? I finished my wine. The dedication the detail, the desire to, as Hercules would say, go to the distance. Loved.
We also got from her earlier in the episode her trauma talk, which is her going into her mother, which
That was tough.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It was River in UK as well. She got the call right around the time that her mother passed away.
Horrible.
Just horrible. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
Sigourney, she doesn't watch this, but my heart goes out to her.
It did make me
really
make me
sad.
call my mom after I watched it. I just wanted to hear her voice.
Oh.
It's sad. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
I called my mom too.
Did you? What did she say?
Yeah. Hold on. I'll tell you what she said.
Do you hear her barking?
She's fucking asleep. Yeah, I called her too.
Oh.
Hey, Mom. Hi. It's your favorite. No, your other favorite.
Why can't I hear her?
Huh?
Can I hear her?
Okay. So, Sigourney, looked great.
Incredible.
They said that her hat wasn't dirty enough.
Listen,
I guess we're splitting hairs at this point.
We absolutely
She did
are.
get tripped up in her balloon.
She did, but
Oh, and I agree with guest Harvey Gillen when he said, because I thought they were going to be filled with blood. That would have been cool.
yeah, when she started popping it and nothing happened, I did have a little bit of
Red confetti.
red confetti,
Blood.
scabs.
Ketchup. Red confetti is kind of scabs because they're
Yeah.
like the big chunky confetti.
They're nature scabs. Oh no, scabs are nature scabs. They're paper scabs.
Excuse me, Dolly.
Oh,
As Sweet Tooth, the candy corn killer. Okay, we both have complicated relationships with our teeth.
yeah. We're both in very contentious relationships with our teeth.
This is our future.
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
will be giving gum jobs.
That was one of my favorite things about M for M on Craigslist. Is you knew, like, there would always be at least one that was like, gum job available. It's like, okay, let me just take notes and see what I got to post later on in life.
It's horrifying in youth, but now it's like, that might be interesting.
Looked great. Something I always have in the back of my head when I see Dolly's looks, the really like aged looking looks, is that paint or is that like, do you take fire to that? It's just always so polished.
I think you dip it in tea.
And
Also,
I
her signature Dolly face was red this time instead of black.
I loved it.
The teeth in the candy corn,
And the magnifying glass on the gums.
with the teeth.
Get out of here.
When she pulled those candy corns out of her crotch, I wanted to.
I got hungry.
Yeah.
I got hungry.
Yeah.
I do prefer the pumpkins, the mallow creams. I did very much like how Bob was like, did you make this? Shit, you do make everything. And you are a
the
star.
drill bit, and also just the little thought of, I don't have teeth, but I'm covered in them, and that's my reason. Brilliant.
USA.
And finally, we have Saint as a mime with the words "Help me" scratched on.
From the waist up, obsessed.
Yeah.
The waist down,
The little too literal mime.
we're back to the black heels. But the waist up, even, dare I say, neck up.
The makeup
Great.
is insane.
Oh, so good.
And we get a really beautiful moment that was making the rounds on TikTok with Bob and Saint just talking, artist to artist. Beautiful.
Well, and it's something Saint has been saying from the jump of, yes, of course she's here for her art and of course she's here to compete, but also and I think she said this in the cauldron of this episode, she's also here to reflect what other people look like in the world.
Yes, absolutely. And Sigourney had a really good line from this week's cauldron. Don't say I'm not Dragula just because it doesn't look like what you think it should look like. And it's with drag in general. There is not one way to do it. It may not look like what you think it should look like, but that doesn't mean it's not
Believe
great.
me, none of us thought it would look like that.
Oh, this picture?
No.
Dolly won.
Dolly won.
Wonderful. Well-deserved.
Well-deserved.
Obsessed.
So
but,
excited.
Mama, we're at the top 4. You're going to get exterminated.
Everyone's getting exterminated.
This extermination
So cute.
was Mario Kart.
so cute.
It was so cute.
I
was nervous for Sigourney, though, because that was a weird precarious, and she was in those super high fuck me pumps.
I did have just a slight moment because I know it's all about the competition. So your look is for the entire episode. It's not about planning a photo shoot later. But I did think, oh no, they're going to have to redo those costumes or they're going to have to absolutely redo the hair at the very least.
Well, you don't really want to.
Why?
I mean, it's just shaving cream probably. You probably just wash it. I did think it was funny just seeing how it was sequentially, it couldn't have worked because it was Coco doing flags and then it was Coco's doing a pie and then all of a sudden they were reset and it was like, how
so
long
happy to
did
see
that
Coco. I loved everything about it. Those giant titties. The minute they popped on screen, I was like,
yeah,
Coco's
all
back.
of them. We got to
Coco's
see
back.
Formaldehyde. We got to see Baird.
I know, but Coco. So then we get to who is getting eliminated. We go back to puppets, which
and they had more puppets of the contestants. Incredible.
And they looked so good.
Who is your puppet artist, Blaze?
Please let me know because I do have a little boy that
I would love
that
to-
I'd like to turn into a puppet. His nose is insane.
And I think that's fun.
So we get a little, they're down to a final
gonna
two.
be
Is it
Hoso
going to be
or
Hoso or Saint? And then it's to be
Saint?
continued.
To be continued. Thank God.
Which heads us right into the reunion. So we will be right back for that. We're going to completely change.
Let's do. Let's do like in a.
I'm still laughing. What?
Let's do like in a like on a daytime talk show where it's like the camera goes away and then we lean into each other to whisper something that they can't hear.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
Oh,
I really hate your hair.
Hello, Louise. Hello, Louise. Hello, Louise.
So we're back. As you can tell, again, we changed hues. We're headed to the reunion.
it's a Christmas theme.
It's a Christmas themed reunion
Fun,
with very,
darling.
very little acknowledgement of Christmas or the holidays.
Oh, Christmas has enough acknowledgement. You been to a Starbucks?
So true. You see that TikTok of the people getting excited because they're like, this song is making Jesus famous. And then people are like, yeah, wasn't Jesus always famous? Sorry, I'm very young. So,
Jesus is probably the.
Alexis!
Everything's fine.
Yes. So, what were we talking about?
Jesus not being very represented in the media.
Yeah, I loved everyone's looks except for Mary's. I thought everyone looked really great except for Mary. And I did enjoy what most people had to say except for Mary. So I think overall, incredible reunion except for Mary.
Okay, so I'm going to say
She was great
this.
TV. I'm not going to lie to you.
She's great TV to where it doesn't matter what her look is, but I will say as far as the look goes.
Bad.
I just think that... I lost my train of thought.
I agree. So
Some cute moments from this reunion.
very few moments. Can we start with MVP? We have to. I'm sorry. She's all I
Miss
can think about.
Coco Kane. Okay.
Brilliant. What we've been waiting for all season.
It's honestly what I've been thinking and feeling all season. She put into words perfectly.
Okay. I love Dolly. Love Saint. Love Hoso. Love. But
Sigourney.
no one has the personality or the desire to get involved in like the TV drama. So as Sigourney's getting attacked in ways that seem very obviously wrong, no one stuck up for her. Coco finally picked up that torch. We were like, God damn it. And also, just as a side,
Looked incredible.
For me, pardon me, Spooky Me, she was the best look of the night. I'm sorry. She looked incredible.
Those nails.
Those nails.
The hair.
The hair.
The titties.
The titties.
Also,
Star. She's a goddamn star.
yeah. Also, her talking about dollar store queens, thrift store queens. I was like, bitch, where? You have looked amazing the entire time.
I think
and that proves her
thing.
point.
Yeah. That is her point.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I was so happy Coco speaked up.
She
spoke up.
Right up.
And I was so thankful that she did because that's, as a viewer, what I saw. You're mad she didn't feature you. So you didn't feature her and you let it go too long.
I think what Mary kept saying about Sigourney was just like, when Sigourney finally kind of clapped back at her, she's like, well, see, there you are.
I hate that.
And I'm like,
I hate that.
But
No,
that's
no.
not,
I don't
that's
wanna
not
see-
necessarily who she is. When you're like, well, I want to see who you really are. That's who you are. And so you finally see yourself reflected in her. So now you think she's being authentic. But in actuality, that's just not who she is. That's who you are.
That reads to me as manipulation, as
yes.
gaslight vibes, as...
Oh, for sure.
That I don't really appreciate that. We saw it a little bit. Bitter Betty said that about Jada. oh, well, at least she's now being the bitch I knew she was.
And it's like, that's not
I
who
don't
she
want to see
is.
that on TV.
But that's not who she is.
Well, even if it is, I don't
But
want to
it's
see.
not.
Don't pull back the curtain. That's not interesting.
I want the curtain pulled back, but I don't believe if you pull back the curtain, you would see that from Sigourney or Jade. And that's my whole thing.
Leave the curtain where it is.
Saying,
Pull
like,
back the foreskin.
you're not playing the game the way I want you to. They instead say, well, you're playing it in a weird way. You're not being honest. No, they just weren't reflecting you in what they were doing.
And as Coco said later, it is not up to Sigourney to explain to you the way she's playing the game.
Now, again, I just want to.
I don't want to feel like we're
no.
yelling at Mary.
We're not. We love Mary. Listen, like everything we're saying, this is all
This
based
is all
on the
TV
TV
characters
show.
on a TV show. No hate to anybody.
No hate. Well,
and no tagging.
Maybe to Liza.
I have an addendum and a retraction.
Ooh.
Actually,
Ooh.
Bitter Betty
Ooh.
had my favorite look of the night.
Oh, she looked incredible.
Do you know what that reference was?
No.
Have you ever seen Batman Returns?
Yes, of course.
Do you remember the slutty Santa girl who got attacked by the bats and fell off the roof?
No.
I loved the recreation.
Oh,
about
and
to
when
be.
she brought up like her whole reason for being on the show, and that for the last decade
she has been
people
fighting,
got pushed out, and I've been fighting. What about Jade Jolie and Bitter Betty?
I thought that was lovely the way that turned out and resolved, because I relate to Jade Jolie in getting lost in her emotions and just going wacky for a couple hours with everything that comes naturally, all the pressures of a TV show, not to mention all the trauma with the TV show she went on before, and losing her, sweet angel cat and everything, the pressures of being in this kind of environment. I relate to kind of losing your senses, but even more, I relate to saying, I fucked up and I admit it, and I was...
Well, on top of that, she talked about her bipolar disorder.
Right.
And I love how Betty was like, I get that. That explains so much more. Now, do I think that Betty kind of had a leg to stand on to start with? No, because just as I said with Sigourney and Mary, I think Betty was doing the same thing to Jade. Of like when Jade finally shot back, she's like, now she's a part of the competition. Now that's who you really are. Because I don't think that's who Jade really is.
There was a lot of which I did kind of appreciate in a reunion setting. I don't want it in a real season.
No.
I did enjoy you didn't see this shit happening off camera. Oh, well, tell me about it. But also, it's not your job to bring it up that way. I want it to come out in a different way or naturally.
I don't necessarily... Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel like with reality TV, especially in this high drama moment, Betty and Mary, their job is to make good TV.
But it's not... I don't agree with that the way it is. But you were acting different off camera. But
when she did that, what did Jay do? She said, "You're right." I get what you're saying, but I do believe in that situation, I think Betty was in the right.
Mary trying to bring up this other stuff, it didn't make her look good. It wasn't a good look on her.
But didn't she?
But here's the thing: she didn't need that.
But she made a huge. I think she did. I think
she was interesting without it.
No. I mean, yes, her looks, let's be honest, were not up to snuff. And I do believe that creating drama, creating these storylines, I think was part of her strategy. And let's be honest, it worked. Because this reunion was at least 50% Mary. I think she's very smart. Okay. I think she knew exactly what she was doing. And I think it paid off.
I don't like...
I don't think we'll ever forget her.
Maybe... No, of course we won't. But I also don't like that it came at the expense of Sigourney. I don't like that
it came at the expense of someone who is not on the same playing field level. Sigourney is she's not great at fighting back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I
appreciate that approach, though. I like that better.
No, I know, but if she is going to go after someone, I would love to see her and Zavaleta go at it, because I'd love to see that.
Do you know what I heard recently about the Housewives that made me reframe the whole way of watching it? The reason that they get in those petty arguments is because it's you know how they're like, you missed my event or you left early from my event? It's because the subtext is, if you don't come to my event, if I don't have everyone there, they're not going to air it. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that change your whole thing?
Let's be honest, I wouldn't miss a single Housewife event.
Honestly, it is I know it's never going to happen.
Don't say that. You don't know that'll never happen.
I want to be a housewife.
Oh, no, that'll never happen. But I do think you could sneak into an event. Overall, I was a little surprised at how tame it ended up being. There's a lot of really sweet, sweet moments, which I don't expect from Dragula. It's not filth, horror, glamour. Sweet baby.
Well, I love it. They're humans.
Yeah, they are.
That's
of them.
our art. It's not who they are.
But
whatever. I mean.
So then we build to, okay, so last week we left
Wait,
on to be
one last
continued.
thing.
What?
I love the little moments of humanness that the Boulets have.
Yes.
Like when they kicked off their shoes and when they were like, y'all know,
and when they
they
kept
were
like
doing
interrupting and being like, I'm sorry, I know you're in the middle of your sentence, but let's call the bullshit. Yeah, I did enjoy that.
And also I love they were doing a housewife's trick of leaving the cameras rolling during the commercial breaks.
I know. Did you see on Twitter, was it Sigourney that was like, I knew that we wouldn't have commercials. I was so confused by that. I loved those moments though. That was really fun to see everyone off camera.
Yeah.
So then we have our final four. We're going to find out who are the top three, who's moving on to the finale. We find out Dolly's safe, of course. We find out Sigourney's safe, of course. We head to the couch. Is it going to be Hoso? Is it going to be Saint? Saint has made it to the final. Hoso is sitting there like this.
Oh, really upset. I was so pissed.
Then we find out, LOL, JK, it's a final four.
In honor of season 4 and how well they did, which I completely agree with.
I do. It'd be hard to send Hoso home over the last couple episodes. Like, it's truly, can you just, like, not swing your phone?
I'm excited. Can I ask what you thought about the whole Sigourney saying Hoso is not very professional behind the scenes, and that's why she...
Oh, I loved that. Remember the Boulets talked about that. The Boulets brought that up on an episode.
We wouldn't have known about it if the Boulets hadn't brought it up.
No, they brought it up. Then they actually showed clips of her, not only with the backstage people, which we did see because of Boulet, but also the other stuff kind of with each other, where she just was kind of walking around demanding help or demanding items. Yeah, I like that Sigourney was able to be like, yeah, but what did you say about... We all had to say something, and like, I didn't lie. So... we have a Final Four next week.
We have a Final Four, and it's the finale.
I'm so excited.
You know, we've been doing mukbangs for finales, but we haven't...
Leeches. So we will see you next week for that. If you enjoyed this crazy ride, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And of course, hit the little bell notification so you know exactly when we post again.
Yes, babes. And if you want to hear other things that we've said off in the Patreon, join us at patreon.com.
This is one of our longest bonus footage because we talked a lot about the
wedding.
wedding.
Because we talked a lot about the you-know-what.
If you want to hear
and
that,
other
go to
things.
Patreon,
So go to the patreon.com/IMHOtheSHOW for exclusive content and never before seen footage.
And now that we're back from the wedding, I turned my Cameo back on. Is your Cameo back on?
It was on. But if you want a special message shout out from the both of us together, go to IMHOtheSHOW.com, or you can order a Cameo where we will give you a message. We'll break up with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
We'll tell your parents.
And for those of you who
dead.
ordered a Cameo in the last couple weeks, on the last couple weeks on the way to my wedding, we've recorded some. We're recording more tonight, so it is coming. Thank you so much for your patience, but I was getting married, and I am a bridezilla.
And from now on, because I love you. Your wedding was amazing. But now we can focus on our next big thing, which is going to be finding me someone.
I can't take that on at the moment. So we will see you next week, just in time for more spooky
IMHO
drag.
Venmo.
And IMHO Venmo. We love you. Goodbye. Ooh. It's so good. I want to put you in a minivan. I want to put you in a van. Did I tell you about the minivan that picked us up from the hotel? My mom and I, so we were leaving after I got married. The next day we were leaving, my mom and came back to the apartment with me, and then Curtis took his family back in our car. So we ordered this Lyft XL, and all weekend I've been doing Lyft XL black because I wanted like a nice car, and I was like trying to show off. But then I was like, well, I'm married now, so I'm just gonna order an XL. So it was this like old minivan that just kind of like, there's like smoke coming out of it, and we're like, okay. And then I opened the trunk to put our suitcases in, and the guy jumps out of the car and he goes, don't look in that. And it's just like a bunch of papers, a giant tire, but not like a spare tire, like just like an actual tire.
Oh, like a CrossFit tire?
Sure. And then so he's like, you can put it in the back seat. And then he opened the door and he goes, I can't lift it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll put whatever, no big deal. And then we get into the lift, and the entire ride home, he's telling us about his 36 grandchildren, but he couldn't remember all of their names, which honestly, I understand. But at one point, I just turned to my mom and I was like, Mom, what do you think about like lunch? Like, should we do something different? Just trying to like show him like, I'm so tired from the weekend. I love this for you, but like, I cannot talk about your grandchildren anymore, especially since you don't know any of their names. And it worked.
Oh, I love when they pick up. I love when people
He
pick
turned
up
the music
social
up,
cues.
and then I tipped him extra. Always overtip, especially after the pandemic.
No, I know.
You have to overtip.
I know. No one ever gets the hint, I feel.
Well, that was one of the things about if you order like the black, if you order the expensive one, like the XL black or whatever, you have an option of quiet ride. You don't get that on the regular one.
I don't
love
understand why.
A quiet ride.
I don't understand why that's not the default.
A quiet ride. Yeah, if anything,
You would think that they would be sick of people talking to them.
So not this guy, because he has 36 grandchildren. He needs to tell someone about them. But
I don't understand why people
have 36 grandchildren.
Yeah.
He didn't care that I saw his papers and his extra tire. I like papers.
I didn't even tell my good luck story. I'll tell it next time we film.
What?
About my
when you
bag.
found money? Oh, your bag.
Yeah.
You can tell it now.
No.
Okay. Bye.
Can I get a pie?